Welcome to the Rent Roll Queen podcast. I am your host, Tarsi Taylor, and today's episode is sponsored by Buy a Rent Roll, where deals meet destiny. Are you sick of doing your own marketing? Today, I chat with Kylie Walker, that property mum, and Done For You Socials about marketing and also selling your rent roll. Welcome to the show, Kylie.
Tarsi, thank you so much for having me. I can't believe I'm sitting on this side of the microphone for once.
I know, always I'm the interviewee basically on your podcast show, That Property Mum, which is incredible. So I'm so honoured that you are a guest on this podcast. Thank you so much. And for the people who don't know you, which they should already know you, would you like to introduce yourself, please?
For those of you who don't know me, I'm Kylie Walker. I'm also known as That Property Mum. I am a former real estate business owner. I've had my own agency for the last 15 years. I recently sold that.
Congratulations.
I know, it's super exciting and also terrifying at the same time. And off the back of that, I have a online mentoring, coaching business, and I basically started That Property Mum to help other business owners start, grow and scale profitable businesses without the stress and overwhelm, which is so common in this industry.
Burnout is completely real. And you have another incredible business called Done For You Socials. And it's how you basically scaled your business and your real estate business. And now you do this for real estate business owners and property managers throughout Australia.
Yeah, I do. And that came about really organically. When I started That Property Mum, it was just a blog. I had no profile. Nobody knew me in the industry. I started a blog, like I said, helping people deal with the stress and the overwhelm and the burnout. I actually had suffered burnout so many times that it actually led to a heart condition for me called atrial fibrillation.
Wow.
And I ended up in hospital, and it was after an 8-hour heart surgery during COVID. So I had nobody there with me that I realised that I didn't want any other working mums, business owners going through what I had gone through. And that's how I started basically That Property Mum. And from there, though, it's grown organically. People started asking me, how do I do social media? What do I do? I don't know what to post. When do I post? What platform should I be on?
Yeah.
The more questions I got asked, then I thought, people really do need help with this. And I didn't know what I was doing at all. I had no idea what I was doing. I was not the face of my real estate brand.
Yeah.
I was behind the scenes. I was the worker. I was the ideas person and then the implementer. I didn't put myself out there at all. I had a terrible mindset around putting myself out there. But once I overcome that, it all just changed for me.
Yeah, and with Done For You Socials and That Property Mum, like you said, our business, real estate, our industry, the burnout is insane. It is rapid. Property managers are burning out, business owners are burning out. And we do forget that we are two parts, right? We are business, but we are also ourselves, which incorporates family and everything else in between, right? And so like you were basically running the mice on the wheel?
Yeah.
And
hamster on the wheel.
Yeah. And it was just, you burnt yourself out to the point that you ended up in hospital, which is severe.
Yeah.
And it's just not a nice place to be. So with That Property Mum, I love everything you've done with That Property Mum because it's absolutely incredible. And the best part is you can actually help businesses even with Done For You Socials, because you take everything and you give them the content, don't you? Like how does Done For You Socials work?
We strategize.
Yeah.
We work on who your ideal clients are, who you want to target, who you want to attract into your business. Then we create the content for you, we schedule it, and we repeat it. It's a really simple process. But what I found is a lot of property, and everyone can do it, it's not rocket science, but people are so time poor. And when you're running an agency, you're dealing with your teams, you're managing all your clients, your priority is those two areas, right?
Income producing.
Income producing. And even though social media does actually contribute to your income producing these days, it is something that people just weren't having time for. And again, if you don't have the right mindset, if you don't know what you're doing, you just put it off. It gets shoved aside. And constantly hear people saying, I'm going to post on social media this week. And then I call them up and I say, did you post on social media this week? And they'll say, no, I meant to, I was going to, but there's always an excuse.
Yes. Well, consistency is key, right? And I found this for myself. For years, it was like, you've got to do video content. You've got to do video content. Then I do a little bit of video content, but the editing and everything else that I had to do was insane, and it was time consuming. And obviously I'm the backbone of my business. So I have to do all the income producing things. So that would get left to the wayside. And then you've got to post every day. And it's like, oh my God. And then the algorithm, and then you've got to understand all these different things. And marketing is 80% of our business, right? Like if you really want to scale and grow, or you want a presence, or you even just to run your everyday business, marketing is actually 80% of that. So handing it over to somebody like yourself, where you can take care of it, it is just, you want burnout to go away. It's outsourcing the parts that you don't like doing, that you don't have time to do. And what I love with Done For You Socials is because you have actually understood where the business owner sits and every concept that goes into actually running a business and to what people need to know on the outside, you can create the content for them.
Absolutely. And it's really important to us that we get the business's own messaging, their own brand, their own personality into the content. It's not just a cookie cutter approach to social media content. Social media content and the creation of it should actually be fun. It shouldn't be arduous, and it shouldn't be something that people dread. And it only is if you're not on brand, or you're not being true and authentic to yourself. So, but just touching on what you said before about that consistency is actually the number one thing that people need to do to grow their business, and either their business or their personal brands online. Showing up in the algorithm rewards you. The more consistent you are, the more people it will share your content out. The more you're using it, the more they're going to share your content out. Video and reel content is actually also really critical. You can get your content seen by, even if you've got a small following, video and reel content goes from less than 100 people seeing it to thousands of people seeing your content. So it's a really powerful way to get your brand and your business out there. I think the latest statistics are something like there's over 20 million investors in Australia, and most of them are not in your local area.
Yeah.
The quickest and easiest way to expose your brand and business to large audiences that you've never previously had access to. Never in our history before social media have we had access, even if the biggest brands in the world have never had this access that we've all now got to these large audiences. But what it comes down to is, what is that content that you are sharing with them? How are you going to attract them into your business?
And what are you actually talking about, right? What message are you trying to send to your clients, which is something that you work with your clients on, depending on what they want to do. Because, I guess you'd be asking the questions, when you meet a business owner, what are your plans? Do you want to grow your rent roll? Are we just looking at growing your sales division? Like, where do you want to focus your time?
Absolutely. And one of the best ways, if you're starting social media for yourself, it's one of the foundations for starting your business, is working out who are those ideal clients. Who is that target audience? Is it buyers agents? Is it investors in certain areas? Is it interstate investors? Who are those people that you want to attract into your business? And that makes your content creation really easy, because you can create content around those people. But then even going a layer deeper than that, you want to then ask yourself, once you know who those people are, those ideal clients, asking yourself, what are the struggles? What are they having issues with? What transformation do they want? And then you can create content around their struggles and speaking to them directly. And I think that was a powerful thing that I was able to do when I started That Property Mum. Was because I had been a burnt out business owner. I could speak that language from authenticity, from a real place that I was, there was too much to do sometimes in property management, and there's a lot of conflict and it's very negative. You're always getting hit with, rarely does anyone call you up and say, hey, thank you so much for collecting my rent for the last 5 years, and great job on, looking after my property and having hardly any maintenance and giving me a great investment return. No one has those comments. It's, my toilet's blocked. why was that payment a day late? Very negative. But because I was able to speak directly to those people and the struggles that people were experiencing, I was really able to resonate with an entire community that hadn't been spoken to like that online. So
yeah. How do you work out who your ideal client is? Like when you start working with a business owner, how do you define that?
I think it's really basic stuff. You know, who are they? Are they, like I said, who are they? Where are they from? Are they, you know, mum and dad investors? Are they interstate investors? Are they developers or builders?
Yeah.
Just working out where that first source of business is going. Is it networking groups? Is that where your ideal clients are going to come from? Getting referrals through those.
Yeah, right.
Just, I guess, working out where that start of and your ideal clients will change as you evolve.
Yes.
When I started, it was it was developers and builders. We were able to scale really quickly because we had leads coming in through that referral partnership. But when that dried up, I'd put all my eggs into one basket, and then I had to quickly go, where is my next lot of clients coming from? And then I had to go, okay, well, that market's dried up, the building's dried up. Where do I go to now? And that's when we started different lead generation strategies. A lot of mum and dad investors became our target markets then. And that's, evolved. Buyers agents have been great referral sources in the last couple of years. So, I think your ideal client's not set and forget. You can have multiple ideal clients. But it's just working out where those leads are going to come from. And then once you know that, though, it's really easy to create that content that's going to attract them.
Well, the thing is, too, you've got to understand what your business currently is and who your clients currently are. Because it's not just, my ideal client is this person. Well, who's the people that's actually in your business right here and now? What do they actually look like? What do they want? Because then you can actually sort of look at it and go, oh, well, do I want more clients like that? Or do I want to step out into a different place and attract a different type of client?
Absolutely, yeah. Like I said, it's not just, set and forget your clients. Multiple lead generation strategies should be in place to be attracting. And like social media is the easiest way to do that. Putting yourself out there consistently online, demonstrating what you do. We've just done a bit of a audit of all of our clients for the last year. Obviously coming up to the end of the year, we're sort of doing all of our metric tracking and stats and stuff. And the best performing content across all the clients that we're working with currently is personal content. So people showing their real lives, their authenticity, talking about their struggles that they're having in either their personal life or their professional life. I mean, don't want to overshare, of course.
I'm like, oh.
Yeah. I mean, but the reality is social media is designed to be social, right?
Yes.
That's the whole purpose of it. It's not meant to be Instagram perfect. We all have ups and downs in life. And the idea is to be relatable to people because once you relate to people, they like you. Then your content that you can consistently show up, they start to trust you, that you're always there, you're always helping, you're always supporting, and then they eventually will want to reach out to you and work with you. So it's really is as simple as that. But a lot of people overthink it. And I think the key, if I was going to give one bit of advice from this conversation, it is a mindset. Social media is a mindset. Constantly I hear people say, I'm not attractive enough. I don't look right. I'm not like all these other people online. I sound horrible. I don't like the sound. And I use all those excuses too.
Same.
I know. I had conversations with you. We've had lots of conversations about this. But at the end of the day, no one really cares. If you're sharing valuable content, you're being authentic, and no one really cares what you look like. We're also consumed with ourselves these days. No one's judging you, even though we fear people judging us. If you really want to grow your business, you've got to get in that right mindset. You've got to let go of that imposter syndrome and that negative self-talk and just embrace what it's going to be able to do for your business and an easier and less expensive way as well. It's not an expensive way to market your business.
No, it's not an expensive way. And I don't even use the word expense now. I use investing. I invest in my business. And that means marketing is an investment because it serves to bring in 10 times what it's supposed to put out, And I really believe that. And I was just like you. The imposter syndrome was real, and that meant that it was very inconsistent. So when I invested in yourself and I was like, can you do my marketing for me? And you took it, then it was able to be consistent, and I started showing up more and everywhere. And then I was like, oh, and then you start becoming more confident because, oh, I'm actually doing this. Like I'm consistent. I'm more disciplined. I'm getting the content. You know, I spend a day with you. We go out, you know, you do your videos, and I've seen you do that with your clients as well. And then all of a sudden, I'm representing who I am to the marketplace. And then I'm attracting the right person. But you are extremely right. Mindset is actually 99% of the game. 99%. And you and I have both had to work on our mindsets throughout our time. We've had personal things that have gone on for us, and we've both had shared a lot of that together in that journey. But we've come to the other side now, and it's like, yeah, just show up as your authentic self and don't worry about it.
Absolutely. But I think it's important to note, though, that mindset's a continual journey, isn't it? You don't get there. Like,
no.
People say to me all the time, like, you know, oh, you look so confident, you seem like you know what you're doing. And I say, I have so much self-doubt all the time. I have to constantly check in with myself, check in with my thoughts. What is going on here? Why am I thinking this? Constant comparison to other people. I'm not doing enough. I'm not good enough. I actually went to Thailand recently, and I turned off all my social media, and I just spent a lot of time with my notebook, just writing things down and coming up with new ideas, and not watching what everybody else was doing, and coming up with my own ideas. And I can't tell you how valuable that was, and how much more inspired I came back to create new things. And and that my whole mindset had shifted, because I was on a bit of a spiral.
Yeah. And we all go there. So, you know, it's not just you that goes there. Everybody goes, like, everyone has a downward spiral. It's about getting yourself out of it quick enough. And I've done something similar. I mean, it's not going away and turning off all my socials, but I actually will just, if I see something that hits a part of me and goes, oh, that didn't feel right for me, I actually will just, I don't block people, but I will just turn off the notifications so that I don't see that content until I'm ready. Because I'm like, oh, and then I kind of look and go, okay, well, what was going on for me personally at that stage? So then I can get away from that for the time being, and then go, okay, now I'm back, I'm ready to have a look at it again. So I do those sorts of things for myself and my own well-being, so that I can then create more and more content just like you to come back bigger, better and stronger. But I can't stress how much mindset plays such a big part in people not being consistent in their socials and their marketing, and actually taking the time out to do it. And as business owners, we are busy. We are constantly busy trying to manage staff. I mean, you've been there, right? So you've just sold your rent roll. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That
Hallelujah.
Is absolutely humongous. And just before you shared, there is some fear around that, because all of a sudden, once you sell your business, a large part of your income stream goes, and you have to basically trust yourself that it's going to work out. And I have this saying, and you may have heard it on the podcast before, but I always say to myself, everything I want is on the other side of fear.
That's great. I love that. And I'm going to walk away saying that to myself today, because, yes, I am terrified.
Everything you want is on the other side of fear, and you've got to trust your wings, because you're incredible at what you do. You know what you're doing. You're doing it for other people. So you can definitely do it for yourself, which is absolutely incredible. And I know you, Kylie. I know you personally, and I know what you're capable of, and it's absolutely incredible. And I know what you do for your clients as well. So just know it's going to be okay. And we're in 90-day retention now, right? So you've just got to get past that one stage, and then you are literally flying.
Absolutely. I hope so. And, you know, I think I've reflected on this a lot, and I think when you start a business, like our own brand, you start your own business from scratch, and you know you've done this with multiple businesses actually. Your identity gets attached to it.
Yes.
And then when you're selling it, it's like, who am I without without being a rent roll or a real estate business owner.
Yes.
Who am I without that identity now? And certainly the income is one side of it, but the other side of it is my whole identity is now shifting, and that security blanket has kind of been ripped out from underneath me.
Yeah.
But I do love a challenge, and I am excited. This year I've felt like the Done For You socials that property mum has not grown as much as I would have liked. But the reality was I only had so much bandwidth.
That's right.
To do all the other things. And the other reality is that I lost my entire team this year. And I've been running a large portfolio on my own for about the last 4 or 5 months.
How big was your rent roll again?
So the Ipswich one was around 330.
Yeah.
So I've been, and when I say on my own, I've had an amazing young receptionist trainee who's been amazing. I've had my daughter in there as well doing leasing, and I've got my son in there as well doing BDM and sales. So
yes.
It wasn't all on my own, but basically the day-to-day dealing with the property owners and the tenants has been fallen back on me. So, but I'm looking forward to, letting go of that now. And I've got some exciting, amazing things happening. Like I said, in Thailand, I've come up with a whole new line of business. We're actually, if you don't mind me sharing.
No, go for it.
We're going to go all out on a Done For You services, not just Done For You socials. So we've got a whole range of services coming in 2025.
That's amazing.
Yeah, for real estate businesses as well as other small businesses as well. So yeah.
That's incredible. That's the other thing too. Done For You socials and all these things that you're creating, they're not just for real estate businesses, because business in general is business. So it's the same problems that we're kind of having in like real estate as business owners. Other businesses experience it as well.
Absolutely. We already do social media for a lot of other businesses now.
Yeah.
And businesses across Australia. And that's the beauty of this online world that we're living in now. We're able to create content, able to provide services for clients in Western Australia. I haven't branched out to overseas yet, but I do have a large community in the UK as well.
Yes.
So who knows? But that's the beauty of social media, being able to reach, like I said earlier, audiences and people that we never previously would have had access to. I mean, think back, I guess even 10 years ago, 8 years ago, a lot of our marketing was done through the newspapers.
It was, yes.
And the big brands had all the buying power and the news in the newspapers.
Yeah.
And smaller brands just couldn't compete. But now with social media and all the online marketing world, we're able to compete on a large scale with all of the biggest brands. So it's a super exciting world we're in, and we're going to continue to be in for smaller businesses.
It's so exciting. Kylie, I just want to say thank you for coming on the show. I really appreciate it. And what I'm going to do is put all of your details into the caption. So anybody who wants to reach out to you, and I highly recommend that you do, all the details will be there and they can reach out to you directly.
Tarsi, thank you so much. I loved it.